The biggest Sunday night hotspot in New York City's Greenwich Village might not be what you expect.
Come to church with me and 300 other Gen Z Catholics.
Gen Z and millennials are flocking to St. Joseph's Catholic Church, where 6 p.m. Mass is standing room only.
There is not a seat in this church.
Some credit the Pizza Social, some credit TikTok.
If you're wondering why there's so many people walking up 6th Avenue, it's because we're all going to Mass.
And some credit this man, Father Jonah Teller.
Hey there, come on into my office.
If you are looking for a community of college-age young adults, this is the place for you.
Journey Church in Orlando, Florida is an Assemblies of God church that has seen its youth ministry grow by 156% in the last 2 years. This resurgence seems to be a trend among young people in other religions, too.
Hi, Rabbi Leader. The sermon I want to hear is about hope.
In fact, polling from YouGov indicates that nearly half of young people believe in a higher power, up from 28% in 2018. Some say this surge is fueled by a search for community and stability in this ever-changing world.
What started as a movement in New York City is going to expand across the rest of the country.
Oh, I'm just
This
so
is
happy
so
about it.
exciting to talk about this. We are with Father Jonah Teller, friar of the Dominican province of St. Joseph, and Kate DiPietro, founders of Pizza to Pews.
Good morning.
Morning. I mean, this is something that we're both personally interested in, which is that faith can be this sort of catalyst for what we're living through, which is loneliness, which is a lot of people staring at screens. We need connection.
Yes.
And we need something to get behind. So, Kate, tell us why you think young people like yourself are really flocking back to churches.
Well, it's such a beautiful thing that we're seeing in New York City. And as we know, Jenna, anything that happens in Manhattan is in a ripple effect across the rest of the country. So I've been going to St. Joseph's Church with Father Jonah for the past 5 years, but I was going to church alone. And
were you really one of the only young people?
No. Like, I was sitting alone. I didn't have friends.
Okay.
No, there's other people.
Okay.
But that was my point, is I wanted to make friends and meet people.
Okay.
And my friend Anthony Groves came into church, saw me, and said, hey, can I sit with you? And our pew started to grow with mutual friends from college, coworkers. And the two of us thought, there must be something here. There's so many young people who are here alone, or maybe not going to church because they don't want to sit alone. So we started throwing these pizza parties. We call it Pizza to Pews before our Sunday night Mass. And we started
this crowd.
Yes, it was 100 people, 200 people, 300 people. We opened in Fort Lauderdale this past weekend. We had 100 people there. We did an event in D.C. But, moral of the story is there's a lot of young people within Gen Z who want community, who want to get back into faith and are running back towards God.
Let me bring you in here, because I think, it would be easy for someone to just see this story and say, oh, teenagers and older young adults are just following each other. There's pizza. But this is happening all over the country that we're seeing this resurgence. When did you notice it, and what do you think about it?
It's fantastic. I love that it's happening, because we weren't created to be alone. We're created to be in relationship with other people and with God ultimately. There's been a steady growth at St. Joseph's for a number of years. And last year, I started talking to lots of friends around the country who work at different churches, and they all saw a growth in numbers. And I would say it was probably last November that there's this big spike in people going to St. Joe's.
What do you think it is? What is it like that people are looking for? Do you think that religion offers?
Well, I don't think it's that people are looking. I think God is looking for people, because I think God is good and he loves people and he wants them to be filled with his knowledge of them and his love for them. And if we're created for that, we're just craving that already. So he just kind of touches that a little bit and opens that up.
Kate, social media is sort of the antidote of God in some ways, but it also is a way that you got the message out and got people to church.
Yes, social media is just a tool, right? It amplifies and it shows people what's already going on. Father Jonah and I talk about that God's going to reach you one way or another. And if he's going to get you through a TikTok or an Instagram, he's going to get you. So it's a great tool.
And it's brought all of you all together, which I think is so great. Okay, Kate, thank you.
Thank you.
Father Jonah is sticking around, and Rabbi Steve, leader, one of our favorites, is also going to join the conversation. Coming up next.
Great.
Before the break, we were talking about the resurgence of religion among young people, and joining our conversation is Rabbi Steve Leder, a best-selling author and creator of Preach on Instagram.
And also back with us is Father Jonah Teller. He's the friar of the Dominican province of St. Joseph. So happy to have both of you guys to continue this discussion. Tell me this, Rabbi, is this something you're seeing across the board, even for you guys?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Young people are craving each other. They're craving authenticity. They're craving meaning, and they're craving structure for their chaos.
Yeah.
Structure, say that again.
They're craving structure for their chaos. One of the primary functions of religion and faith is it structures our chaos. It's called a sanctuary for a reason, and we're craving sanctuary.
We just talked about how, with Kate, that lovely young woman, about how Instagram can be sort of, or social media can help people find faith. You have started, it's a double-edged sword, we know, but you've started a 90-second sort of Instagram. You've retired officially, and you've started this thing called Preach. Tell us about what you have learned by doing this.
Well, I started this on my Instagram page, something called Preach. Every Wednesday, we drop a 90-second sermon that I create based on a request. Someone sends me a video requesting a topic or an answer to it, some kind of deep existential question. And so what it, first of all, is it immediately ups the relevancy of what any preacher is preaching about when we're responding to a real concern or question of the individual and the congregation. And what impelled me to do it was to see, can we create like a distillate? Can we crystallize that much meaning in 90 seconds?
Yeah.
That's the challenge. It's like a new language. The answer is yes, but it is a skill. It has to be learned. And then, of course, ideally, the social media brings people together physically, IRL, because digital relationships
aren't real.
They're not real.
What did you say? That we got to get past the podcast as a church?
A podcast is not a church.
Yes.
Your followers are not your friends.
Yes.
And relationships, digital relationships, it's like trying to eat a picture of food.
Ooh,
it looks good.
Dropping all sorts of gems today.
It will not.
Yeah, exactly.
It will not sustain you.
Yes, exactly. Because they're not real.
No, you know, you're considered the hip priest. Let me just tell you.
Okay. Well, they need to meet more people.
Low bar.
How much does relatability play into bringing some young people here and view the church and have this desire to attend? I think you're right that once they come in, I think the good Lord takes over, and frankly, he probably gets them there. But how much of that is a factor?
Well, I think people want to know that they can trust you. And so just seeking to be normal is a huge part of a minister's job, is that do they believe that you actually know the questions that they're asking in their heart and you have something to say about those questions, not just something you read in a seminary somewhere that's going to go over their heads.
Jenna said that this morning. You did say that. I think when they see that,
Well, I think people want to be inspired, and also they want to relate to the people that are leading.
The real enemy of religion is boredom.
Yeah.
We have a real...
Is boredom?
Yes.
We have a real talent problem in the clergy. We ought to say it, and we ought to address it.
You want to remind everybody that sanctuaries, that places of worship have three main functions.
Yes. Historically, congregations have served three main functions for 2,000 years. Number one, a place of gathering, a place to be together physically.
Which we need more than ever.
More than ever. Number two, a place of prayer.
Which we need more than ever.
Where we can focus on our inner lives, which is, of course, both elevating and humbling. And finally, a place of learning.
Yeah.
This is what young people crave, a place to be together, to be contemplative, to focus on their inner lives, and a place to learn something of real value in their lives, not their profession.
Yeah.
Well, how lucky are all of we that we have you two doing that? We're very, very lucky.
And thank you for this.
Or maybe we should say blessed.
I know. And I love that it's across the board, whether you're Catholic or Jewish or
And I
Presbyterian,
think people are
whatever it is.
also desperate for that, for exploration amongst the faiths.
It's so important to ask questions.
Yeah.
Just to seek the truth, because we're made for that. And so if somebody's asking a question already, I think they're in a good place.
And you make a good point. The news is not the world. We do get along. We do care about each other.
Absolutely.
And we do have a lot to say
That's nice
to
of
and
you to
for
say.
each other.
I hope y'all are going to go have a cup of coffee. You two go and have a cup of coffee.
We're going to do a reality TV.
There you go. Maybe a
We're gonna go
podcast. We'll start with podcast before the reality show. That's fantastic.
You guys, thanks for watching.
I know. Come join us for all the fun every weekday on NBC.
Yeah, and don't forget to take us along when you're on the go.
Follow the Today with Jenna and Sheinelle podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.